All right, business owners. So who out there hates employees or knows somebody who thinks that employees are probably one of the biggest burdens for an entrepreneur? Right? Because I know I've gone through those seasons, so I'm not judging. But I want to help flip the script on the reality of, finding that massive success. I promise you that we're all looking for. May that be your cause that you're trying to serve into the world, the financial abundance that man, where money's not an option, you got more of it than you know what to do with, or the freedom to be able to spend it and live your life with your family. All of that is right on the other side of employees. And so for me, when I have learned to flip the script and realize that I was always one employee away from like game-changing results. And what I mean by that is, man, when you're by yourself, you have all the burden of everything on your shoulders, and it all comes down to what you can do that day. The second you have somebody that you're like, that you can trust and say, hey man, how about you help me with this? And here's the financial ramifications of it, and here's how we're gonna execute it. And man, I really appreciate you and need you in this process, right? The second I can begin to put somebody in the place of something that I hate doing, all of a sudden, man, I'm one step closer to the bigger ultimate outcome. And may that be a salesperson or wherever it's at. And I want the two examples that I've found, man, both came from the bottom of the organizations. They were the frontline laborers, if you will. And the first one was, man, Trevor Stolberger. He came in and worked for us part-time. Didn't even want to hire the guy because we only wanted full-time employees, doing a designer, which at that time was the lowest position that we had. And man, did he not have grit and tenacity. And he was the one that ultimately came up and allowed us to step away, move out of town, ran the organization himself, gave us years of financial opportunity. And unfortunately, God bless his soul, he passed away, one of the best humans on the planet. Had no idea when he started that he was going to run and continue to grow our empire. Second one, and this one makes me laugh, Ian Steele. Hopefully you're out there. You can hear this. Man, again, started on the front lines doing laborer work. And within, I don't know, the first couple months, he's like, man, I'm going to take your job, buddy. And everyone would pass it off and laugh and be like, this kid thinks he's going to take your job. And my initial thought was like, I was a little defensive. And then I started to realize, like, man, take my job, Big Daddy. I got bigger, better things that I want to do in my world. And ultimately, it became this opportunity where he showed himself to be so successful, and he was loyal. And man, that he ended up giving me, the organization, more financial freedom and abundance than I've ever experienced in my entire life. Both of them on the front line. So it switched my perspective on when I see new hires. I'm like, man, I wonder if anybody in here, because we were hiring multiple people, is going to take my job. Now, are they going to run a division? Are they going to save a client that might be struggling? And so I look at them, I communicate with them, I encourage them in a way of like, hope, future, I need you, it's going to be great. And sure, we have bad hires all the time that make bad decisions, but I don't focus on that. I say like, man, I let some unfortunate ones that don't deserve on this bus through, and I take ownership of those. I don't blame them, I don't blame employees, and I don't burden myself with, I'm the only one that can do it, I have to do it my way. I'm like, no man, I need a team, so I'm going to invest in them because that's the only way I'm going to get everything I want. So give the glory to your team and invest in them, and know that's where your freedom's going to come. That's where your profit's going to come, is through your team, right? You're one employee away from having everything that you want. All right, look, find them, invest in them.